Hello, Denise. Hey, Mary. Hey, Beverly. Michelle's here. Amy, Laurie, Sandy, Renee, Lola, Barbara. Everyone's here. I know, isn't it weird? So my Amazon package
Hello, Denise.
never
Hey, Mary.
left the warehouse. So I'm guessing that maybe tomorrow. I don't know. But yeah, never arrived, never turned up. I don't know. So tonight we're going to talk about doing custom colors of glitter. And we're going to talk about using your alcohol inks on a foamy. If you made the tags and you put the alchemy glaze and the liquid glass on them, I want you to just put a couple of drops of alcohol ink on each, and you'll see that one's going to move a little bit better than the other. I got one of mine here. I didn't write on the back of mine what it was. I have both of them now. But I wanted to share with you that you can, of course, turn a porous surface into a non-porous surface by painting it. I only have one of them. I don't know. I probably used it for something else. So let's go to my desktop here. And then for those of you who want to know, I'm going to unbox at the end our Christmas kits. So if you want to know what's in them, you can stick around. If not, if you don't want the spoilers, then you don't have to. So I'm going to put these down. So this one, I'm going to guess by the feel of it, is liquid glass, which is going to have the more alcohol base to it. But if you only have a surface, and this is kind of fun because so if you want to get rid of the brush strokes in it, just put a couple of drops of isopropyl alcohol in it. You could also use Dream Drifter because it predominantly has an alcohol base and it will take your brush strokes out. It'll make it smoother. But you also could ink blend, stencil, stamp, whatever you want underneath, and then apply a coat of the liquid glass like this, and then alcohol ink on top and have a stained glass effect or have something shine through. So this will give, because alcohol inks are translucent, if I'd stamped underneath and then put this on the top, I would have this on top of my inked image. So if I wanted to do stained glass, or if I wanted to do, say for instance, I stamped out a scene and it had a lake on it, you could just paint the lake and then you could add some alcohol ink and do those kinds of things on here as well. So just kind of wanted to share with you. You can do the same on the alchemy glaze. It's just not going to move quite as much just because of the different properties. So you can play around with which one you like. Again, it's all about personal preference, but if you have those mediums in your stash, there is another way to use them. Stamp stencil first, paint over the top, and then you can alcohol ink over the top of that to give you multiple layers. So there's another version of the thing. If you want to play around with your felt pieces, so a lot of people do alcohol ink on felt. You're going to apply it in the same order to the felt as you would when you're applying it directly on. So we're going to start off with some color. So I have my blue here and I have my green. So I usually like to just do some dots. Now you can do one color first and then add in the other color. So I have nothing on this felt other than alcohol ink. But you'll see it kind of instantly starts to mottle and blend. You can just do things like just do circles and create background pieces. So you can kind of create these cells that go together this way. You can add mixatives on here. If you want to add Dream Drifter and go down a little bit, you can. I would suggest making your mixes a little less Daydream Drifter and a little more ink. It's also a nice way to be able to go over an image if you want to add texture, or say for instance you want to clean an area, just add Dream Drifter to it. And this one obviously has ink on it, but if you just do this, you can basically just bleach out a whole area. It's another way to kind of make a bubble. You can just create a circle. You won't get quite such a harsh edge as when we did it with the shot glass. But again, it's another way you can kind of create some texture in your work. I have the pink here that we made yesterday. So you can always go in. And so you can draw shapes. So say, for instance, you wanted to do a heart. You can also cut the foam to be heart-shaped. I have heart-shaped foam. There was a company that did it heart-shaped at one point. So this is just a way to kind of do a direct. And there I just put some Dream Drifter on. And you see how it pulls that pink apart? And so you can kind of create, like, I feel like it looks like blooms or cells. It's a great way to create a big panel that you could die cut. To me, it kind of looks like a hydrangea flower almost, like with all the little pieces, and you could take each one and put a couple little dots of white in there and make it look like a little hydrangea bush. You know, you can really play around with it, but you can also apply with felt, but don't be afraid to cut the felt. Just use Dream Drifter or blending solution on the felt to remove color if you want to. You can use mixatives and alloys on there, but you'll need to use some blending solution with it. Otherwise, they're not going to move around for you. It is a nice way to apply mixatives in particular because mixatives don't move a lot. So if you apply them on here, you'll get a little bit more movement and things in them as well. And you can see I can go back in and I can add more, and they're all going to bloom out in different ways. So another kind of just a fun way to be able to do it. But the other one, yeah, it's another way to use alcohol inks. There's so many different ways to use them. So that's just another way that you can do it. But again, it's fun. I love the texture. It's kind of bloomy. And you can also, if you want to, once you've done it, we can take a drop. And you can, oops, I put a drop where I didn't want it, but it doesn't matter. You can go in and soften those edges. So don't be afraid to go in, and you can add texture and play around and whatever you kind of want to do. Like for me, that's too dark and solid. I'd want to like lighten it up. And that's the way I would start to lighten it, to kind of just get, you see how here it's kind of like started to watercolor out a little bit. I like how to do it that way too. So again, just another way you can cut this piece down right on the back of it, what we did, or do it on one of the white plastic tags if you want to. But there's another way to use your alcohol inks like that. Last way to use alcohol inks. Tomorrow night, we're going to do alcohol lift ink, and that will be our absolute final one on alcohol inks apart from our alcohol ink class. But you can take some of our inkable glitter, or you can take the crushed glass glitter. Either one works perfectly well. And here I have a potion paddle. They come in pink or black. I like using the black with alcohol because because they obviously color, because these are non-porous. They obviously color this, whereas if I have the black in there, I don't see it. And all you're going to need is like 2 to 3 drops. And when you first put it in, you're going to think, oh my God, what did I do? You see how it looks solid and gloopy in there? And I've got like fluffy glitter, and then I have like a blue glitter stone. Don't worry, just stir. I promise you, it will all work out. Now, you don't necessarily have to use the thin down ones. Obviously, if you thin it down, you're going to get a lighter color, or you can use them straight out the packet for the Ranger. For the pinatas, I still would thin it down a little bit. Just keep stirring. And you see how that comes back. So now I have nice powdery glitter again. It's still got all of that sparkle in it, as you can see, but now I have blue sparkly glitter, light blue. So you can make any color you want. You can do the same with, where did I just have my little cups? Pink. Now you have to be careful on the glitter you use. It has to be a white ultra sparkle. We sell Inkable Glitter. I believe it works with the Tim Holtz one as well. I haven't tried it with other glitters, but you'll just have to kind of play around. Some of them will lose their sparkle. That's why it just doesn't work with some, because it just depends on the way the glitter is made. Now, if you put too much ink in, like kind of I maybe went a little over egged with this one, it just will stay clumpy for longer. You'll have to stir it for longer or just add a little bit more glitter in. basically you're stirring it until the alcohol evaporates. So if you keep stirring it, it will dry anyway. There we go. Now it's back to fluffy. Let me pick some up for you. So you see I've still got all of that sparkle in there, but it's neon Barbie pink. So you can make all your own colors, store them in jars, make them on demand, however you want to do it. You can mix these colors together so you can have, you want these to be dry. If I put the pink in the blue now, I'll end up with purple glitter. But if you wait till they're fully dry, then you can absolutely make your own rainbow mixes. Yes, it will dry. The official name of it is Inkable Glitter. That's what the sticker says. I was like, what do I call it? Because it's like glitter, but we already had the gel base. I was like, it's inkable glitter because you can ink the glitter. So, kind of, do you have the adverts here that we used to have, the Ronsil ones? It does what it says on the tin, the fence paint. That's kind of what I was going for. It does what it says on the tin. Thanks, Alicia. So, yeah, so you can, once this is dry, it will dry, by the way. It takes a couple of minutes, maybe like 10 minutes. And then once it's dry, you can mix the colors together and they won't bleed together. But yes, you want to make sure it's dry. You can even put it on a bit of kitchen towel just to absorb any excess dye or whatever's on there. But yes, they will dry. You can put them in alchemy keepers. You can see I've got little pieces of glass glitter in there from art class yesterday, and they've also turned pink and sparkly. You see that? So now I've got like a light pink. So you can do the same with the glass glitter. So there's that. Okay. So there's that. So who's excited to make their own custom colored glitters? I love glitter, but I hate having a whole drawer full of glitter. So I like that I can make it in any color I want based on what I have in alcohol inks. It will not work with your diary inkers. Even if you fudge them and mix them with alcohol, it's not going to take, it has to be actual alcohol ink because of the resin as well. So yes, so you could, if I mix the blue and the pink together before they're dry, I would get purple. And then if I let them dry and then mix them, I would end up with a blue purple, a blue and pink mix, like a rainbow mix glitter. So you can make your own glitter mixes and things as well with different colors too. So yes, exactly. No more, you just buy the bases. So we'll have this base. I'm going to show you another base in a minute. We have the glass glitter, the chunky, and there's 2 or 3 other base glitters just that do different things. You'll see when you see them. Let me grab our Christmas kit and I'm going to show you for those of you who are coming on Sunday. There are a couple of kits left. I made a few extra with Tilly today. Okay, these kits weigh over 3 pounds. They're heavy. I'm trying to find somewhere to put it. Okay. So almost everything you need for Sunday is inside of this kit, other than a black ink pad, some scissors, a MISTI. Pretty much everything is in this kit. I really tried to think of everything. So first of all, you get this exclusive stamp set. It's only in the kit. We got, oh, I'm going to move these alcohol inks out of the way for a second before I make a total mess here. So this is your exclusive stamp set. So we're going to do, can you imagine the fun techniques we're going to do with this? We're going to make 3D snowflakes and mandalas and backgrounds. There's your bow, Denise. I put a bow in it just for you after you wanted to buy a stamp set to cut apart for a bow. So this is your stamp set, 6x8, so it's a full-size stamp set. You also have this ornament stencil mask, so that will be included in there as well. You've got a couple of tags because we're going to make some fun stuff with tags. You have all your cleaning supplies, and I even gave you a color shift sponge so we can switch between colors. There's a clear ink re-inker because I'm going to show you a really cool technique with clear ink. And being that it's Christmas, we want to make things sparkle. So if you have embossing powders, kaleidoscope powders, all those things, bring them with you. Pearl dust powder, all of that you're going to want with this. There's a spray bottle because that's involved in the technique. I did give you some of the Maker Forte Maker's Magic clear glitter glue, so we can use it as adhesive, we can use it as everything, but you've got some in there for added sparkle. You have your brush to switch between colors. You have our new chunky glitter base. So a couple of you asked me about chunky, so we added, so this is Inkable Glitter, and it's a super sparkle, and it's like a, here, I'll put some in the lid so you can see. So it's a mix of sizes, but it's super duper sparkly, and yes, you can alcohol ink it. Okay. You can see it's on my fingers, all the different sizes. You're going to get all the card bases, cardstock. There's black cardstock, white cardstock, card bases, card fronts, everything you need in here to make the cards. There's a whole pack of white, there's a whole pack of black. There's a pack of card bases, pack of card fronts, a couple of these little pegs. We forgot to use our pegs the other day in there as well. You've got all the ink colors we need. So we're going to be using red, green, pink, blue, and gray because this release is focused around pink. You have some new card fronts that we're going to do some really fun stuff with. So these are on the ones that you can perforate, but we're going to ink over the top of them and turn them into Christmas scenes. And the same with the blues. I love the blues. It reminds me of willow pattern. My grandparents had willow pattern, and anything blue and white I'm like obsessed with. We've got these that we're going to alter. We have our sayings. If you have foil, bring foil because you can foil these. So if you want to add foil to these, you'll definitely be able to with your laminator. They're completely foilable. They're card fronts we're going to stamp in and alter and all those kinds of things. So again, make sure you've got your pieces on those because we make sure that you can foil them. We also have these elements we're going to add onto our cards. We're going to do some grungy cards and some like perfect cards. Then you have a piece of vellum printed with these, I'm going to turn this over so you can see it, these colored scenes. So we're going to use these as bases with alcohol inks, with colored pencils, with dye inks, with other elements, all those kinds of things. So you've got some really fun scenes that we're going to use on here. And then you have a little bit of 2 of the paper packs from the release. So I basically did like a little paper pack medley. I'm going to show you what's in here. So as I said to you, I'm making all of our papers 8.5 by 11 because why not? It makes us have less waste. Like a 6x6 paper pack is great, but it doesn't really help us when we're, trying to make cards and that. So at least for this, you could get full card fronts, or you could just take sections. So if you wanted this section, but I basically did it. So however you want to cut it, you have all kinds of different things. And then on the back, you have these wreaths. So we could like color this, use it on a card, all those kinds of things. So all of our paper packs going forward will be 8.5 by 11. So you get 4 card fronts out of them, or you can kind of fussy cut them however you want. This is a really pretty background piece. And again, you can take a section, you can take 4, whatever you want to do on here. So this is one paper pack. There's more pages to this paper pack. So you're just going to get, I think there's 6 of the paper pack pages in here. Look at these beautiful snowflakes. And then you have it this way as well. So different versions of the tags. And I love this reindeer. You've got the fox, the owl, the hare, this on here. You've got this. I expect to be printing a lot of this paper pack just for me alone. I don't know what you guys want, but I want lots of this paper pack. I love it. And this one. And then there's snowflakes. And this one has the deers in the opposite way. And then this is a little bit of the pink paper pack we're going to have. We actually have a few different paper packs for this weekend, but I kind of just did 2 of them in here. So this is one side, this is the other. There's the bows and the poinsettias. So with this one, I tried to do it so that you could either take, so if you are a scrapbooker and you want to take this piece, you could fussy cut it. You could also make we're going to make 4 really pretty cards. I'm going to do it this way so you can see. So you see if I cut it here and here, I get 4 really pretty card fronts. And then you've got the bows on the other side. This one you have the ornaments. And then these images were square the way I designed them. So I put 2, they're 5.5 inches wide. So the exact card width. And then you've got 2 of them. And then on the sides, rather than just having white, I added some of these snowflakes. So if you want to cut the strips and use the strips on a card, you'll be able to do that too. And then you've got the ornaments on the other side. And then this one was snowflakes. Where's my front door? And then this one, again, same. So I did 5 by 5, 5.5 by 5.5 square. And then you've got the bows down the edge so you can use the offcuts. So I tried to make the papers as useful and as practical as possible and thought as card makers, how do we use our papers? So here is the exact, if I have a card base. So it's the exact width of my card base. So I can choose like what section I want, or it's sized perfectly that you can just chop off the edges and have a full card front piece on there as well. And then all you have to do is add a sentiment. Like it's super easy to do just like that. So lots of different ways to use these paper packs. We're going to play with them. We're going to make a ton of different cards. But all of that is in there. You've got 5 ink pads. So you've got Icy Mist, which matches. So when I designed the papers, I made them match our ink colors. So it's Icy Mist, Bubble Tea, which you saw, the Cotswold, the Independence, and the Fog. And then you've got the blending brush, the color change. So literally everything you need to craft along. What do you all think? Who's coming to class? I know who I shipped today. So hopefully you all love what's in the kit. I love what's in the kit. And this release is one of my favorites. There's, other than the exclusive stamp sets, there's no stamp sets in here because my goal this Christmas, we might have a couple for the class in November, but my goal with this Christmas is to use all the stamps we have and just add on things like papers and things that we can just use our stamps with. So rather than having to buy more stamp sets and more stamp sets, trying to find ways to use the supplies we've got in new ways. That's my goal this Christmas because like you, I have a ton of Maker Forte stamp sets and other people's stamp sets. So just trying to find ways to use those in different ways. So hopefully you all enjoyed that unboxing and you're excited to get your kits that are all on the way. The girl at the UPS store was like, what on earth is going on? Because I had lots of the orders that Tilly and I had done and then those too. So I appreciate you all so much as always. I'm going to go now. I have to go and do some real big grown-up work because Tilly was home all day. So I'm a little bit behind on my grown-up work. So I'm going to go do that. Laura said, which class is this box for? This is for our holiday crafting class. I can't drop a link. I will put it in the description on YouTube in just a minute when I update it after the live because it won't let me do it here. So thank you so much for that's not the class, Alicia, by the way. But anyway, so that's everything for tonight. If you want to check it out, I'll get you a link real quick for the Hedgehog Hollow store. That's the class we did on Sunday. Yeah, Sunday. Holiday Craft Day, it's this one. Copy. I'll paste it into Zoom. There we go. Everyone should have it now. There we go. All right. Thank you so much for, oh, thank you, Mary. Winner for tonight. Well caught. See, I was all holidayed up. I had glitter on the brain. What do we have? 24. Random number. Renee says now to decide which of my hundreds of Christmas stamps to use. I know, right? I just had them all in a basket. I'm just going to bring the whole basket in. Connie is our winner for tonight. Congratulations, Connie. I will get caught up on gift cards tomorrow. I want you to get Christmas kits out now. We got our new printer today. So we got all those things done as well. So thank you so much for hopping on with me, everybody. If you need me, you know how to get hold of me. If not, I will see you 7:30 p.m. tomorrow, and we'll be doing alcohol lift ink. So stay tuned for that. It's another fun thing that we can do. I will use our stamp set from our kit. You'll need either a white tag or some Yupo paper. And if you have alcohol lift ink, we will try that out as well. We're using the re-inker and the ink pad. So I will see you tomorrow night. Have a wonderful rest of the evening, everyone, and I'll see you then.